Bueno, pues Nicolás nos va a hablar sobre Occipital, que es un hardware muy interesante que pues, tiene aplicaciones para realidad virtual.
Vale, hola a todos. Lo voy a hacer en inglés si no os molesta porque tengo los slides en inglés. I'm Nicolas Burrus. I work for Occipital. We're a startup based in San Francisco and Boulder in California, in Colorado. But we also have 2 people in Spain, and I'm one of them, so took the chance to come here thanks to this. So in a few words, our main mission is to become what we call, the leading platform in what we call spatial computing. In a few words, it's basically being able to understand the scene around you, like geometry of 3D scenes, and also being able to understand how you are moving inside of this scene, what we call positional tracking here. And we'll see how this is relevant for today. A few more words about the history of the company. We're really a computer vision and mobile company. That's our DNA. It started quite a few years ago now with a barcode scanning app for the very first iPhone without even autofocus back then. Got pretty successful and acquired by eBay. And then we launched 360 Panorama, which is a full 360 panorama capturing app in 2010, which is still available in the App Store and got pretty successful too. And more relevant for today is what we started to do in 2013. We added a hardware component to the company with the stutter sensor, which was the first depth sensor for mobile devices, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about. So this sensor is an accessory for iPad and iPhone. So you just attach it to your iPad or iPhone and connect it through a cable. And what it lets you do is acquire depth images of the scene. So for every pixel, you can know the distance of that pixel in the scene. But on top of this, we've also, core value is the SDK we did on top of it, which allows you to do 3D scanning and 3D tracking, so you can track the position of your mobile device in real time and also acquire geometry of the scene around you, either be it objects or rooms, which is more interesting for VR and AR. So on top of the SDK, people have been developing apps, so we have a developer community. So you're welcome to check it out if you think you could be interested into it. Right now we have about 1,000 developers and a few app launches per month from partners in the medical field or also in the AR and VR field. But more recently, so this SDK was more about 3D scanning and 3D tracking, more for object scanning in this kind of area. And more recently, we've launched, still private for now, it's a private beta, but what we call Bridge Engine, which is an engine for mixed reality, so AR and VR. And the idea here is to still be on mobile, so this will run on your iOS device, so iPhone or iPad, with a sensor. So what we can do is first scan the room around you, and then do positional tracking in it. And since we have this 3D model of the room, we can do pretty interesting interaction, like physics interaction between the real world and the virtual world, real world occlusions, shadows. You're going to see this in the video right now. So one of the main challenges of doing VR and mobile, we've seen it before, is one of them is latency. You need something to be pretty reactive to your motion. And also, efficiency. You need to be able to render at 60 frames per second, which is pretty challenging to do on a mobile device, especially if you add the computer vision part of tracking on top of it. So for now, I'm going to show a few videos of what we can do with it, and I will be then upstairs for if you want to see a live demo. So this is something we did in CES this year. So it's a demo running on iPad. So we were in a booth simulating a small living room. And here we scan the room first. And now here we added this small rabbit character to showcase what we can do with the engine. So you see the occlusions, like the sofa. The real sofa was occluding the virtual rabbit. We can have shadows now casting on the real geometry. So when the rabbit presses the button. And it's not just on the floor. If you have any geometry, the shadow will be deformed to really match it. Then we can do physics. So here, once the rabbit presses the button, it will fall on the small furniture here and then on the floor. So all this, you can only do it if you actually have a 3D model of the room, which is what we can do. And then you can also play, so you can add more AR content. Here we see the tree. And then you can play with the scene itself and like break walls. Since it's a mesh, you have a mesh of the scene, you can manipulate it if you want. So here we're playing around with like really mixed reality, removing some walls. And you still see, so another big problem with VR is if you have positional tracking in VR, you will want to move in your living room basically, and then you can bump into objects. But since we have the geometry of the scene, we can show you here. You see the small highlight of the living room furniture, so you don't bump into your furniture while you move around. So this was our demo at CES. So all of this was live on device on an iPad. If I'm not running out of time, I will show this video too. So we launched a private bridge engine beta. So some developers played around with it. And here I wanted to show some videos of what they did. So this is more a classical AR-style visualization of a city plan. So there's no markers here, which is one interesting thing. There's no setup of the room. You just take your mobile device and get started. So the SDK itself is based on, the current version is based on top of SceneKit, which is an Apple framework, but we also support Unity. This is another, how you can't escape from zombies. So one guy did that. And this is the last demo where this developer, this company, had fun with flowers and stuff like this. So these demos were more, we're running on iPad, so you would hold the iPad and see them. More recently, since we can render on any iOS device, we can also do it on iPhone. And if you can do it on iPhone, we can also do stereo rendering. So we can render the left eye and the right eye. This is what you see on the right image there. And then if you put your phone in a headset, like one of the many mobile headsets that you have right now, well, you can get a mixed reality experience through a headset with pass-through, thanks to the camera of the iPhone. So you can get the same experience inside a headset. I encourage you to check it out if you're interested. So later on I will be upstairs if you want to see some live demos or ask any question. I won't take more time right now. So you're definitely encouraged to check out the website. We have a developer community. Actually, I didn't say my name. So I'm Nicolas Burrus. I'm actually in charge of the computer vision team there, but we have some people dealing with also developers, which are not in Madrid, but they will be here. And we're still always looking for great people in computer vision and iOS developers who care about performance and these kind of things. So I just wanted to take this chance to say it. And here are some more social links. And this was a short introduction to what we do. Thank you.